Hi guys, I'm going to show you a real quick trick that I do when doing the kangaroo carry, which helps get the top rail a little bit tighter. So I've got a size 4 on right now. Baby's up at middle marker. Both rails are up over my shoulder. So what I'm first going to do is just make sure that I get a decent seat. You want to support baby with one hand, reach up between your bodies, and just pull that bottom rail up, preferably enough to get a good knee-to-knee position. So sort of like this is right now, and you can see how she's sitting with her knees above her bum in kind of a M-shaped position. So that's ideally what you want from there. So my trick to get the top rail is what I do is I take that bottom rail and I just kind of gather it up over my shoulder, and I'm actually going to bite it in my mouth because that helps me keep a little bit of tension on it. So just bite. I'm going to actually let go while I'm doing it because it's going to be a little bit easier for you to see what I'm doing. But then when I do the next side, I'll do it completely without the explanation. So I'm going to bite. After I bite, I'm going to reach under. So I'm going to take one hand and reach underneath this rail completely. And then I'm going to grab this top rail right here and flip it under. So that's what you're going to see me doing. So grab top rail, pin in mouth. And that just kind of helps you keep some tension and know which rail that you're working with. This wrap I chose to do the video with because it's got the like tan stripes on one side, which makes it easier to see what you're doing. But if your rail doesn't have that, then it can make it a little bit confusing to see where your rails are going. So bite, and then reach under, grab, and and then I've got that rail flipped in and under. So what I'm going to do now is continue to hold this in my mouth for a minute. I'm going to reach behind me, and I'm going to work with this rail that I then just flipped over, and I'm going to take it behind my back with my other hand. I'm going to pass it around and hold it while I'm supporting baby with this hand. So reach with the other hand now. Alright, so you're going to know that you've got a hold of the right rail. Obviously on mine it's a little bit easy to tell because of the striping, but if yours doesn't have that, when you pull this rail around, you're going to feel that tension when you're holding it in your teeth, and that's going to tell you that you've got that right rail pulled around. So then we're just going to sort of slowly, strand by strand, tighten and pull, tighten and pull, tighten and pull. And we're just going to kind of slowly work all that slack out. And you can see I'm holding baby with my other hand here while I'm doing the tightening and the pulling. So essentially what you've done is the bottom rail on this side, you've got it flipped up and around, which is then going to become the top rail when you pass it over to this side. So I'm going to go do the second side now without talking, so that way you can just see me actually doing it the way that I would normally sort of teach that particular method. So I'm going to gather this up over her shoulders, just kind of pull it up kind of high first. Okay. Alright, so pull the bottom rail, gather it up over your shoulder, and just kind of pin it. Under. Go under and around. And then I've got the top rail again, and I'm going to do my strand by strand tightening, and you can see it move across my shoulder as I tighten. And from here I usually like to just kind of do some adjusting on how I want my shoulders to sit. So that flip right there kind of helps to keep this top rail nice and tight and supported as well. And then we're just going to do strand by strand kind of gather tightening. And the rest of it is just sort of precision tightening. Tighten, pull, tight in. Pull out. And there you go. So from here, with the shorter wrap, you're just going to tie off double knot under the bun. That's what I'm going to do. And if you had a longer wrap, you could then go through and do a reinforced pass or a gathered pass and tighten around, or whatever you're kind of comfortable with. Shouldn't have this big tuck in her waist, should be just a teensy bit tighter, but otherwise, that is the kangaroo carry with the shoulder flip. And you can see how on my back, how the passes are nice and flat. And that's an easy way that I found to keep those rails straight while you're doing the passes.